Thank you so much for joining us on the news at 4, coming to you live from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State City, the Akwa Ibom State capital. My name is Ofonono Joseph. The headlines. President Tinubu empowers ICRC to approve PPP projects below 20 billion naira. Peter Obi declares 2027 presidential ambition to serve only one term. Plus, hundreds of families displaced by wave of Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. Details of these and other stories coming up in just a moment. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on the news. We begin the news this afternoon from the national scene where President Bola Tinubu has approved a new policy authorizing the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC) to independently approve public-private partnership (PPP) projects below 20 billion naira. A statement by the ICRC Director General Jobson Ewalefo, released by the acting head of media Ifeanyi Moko, said the change eliminates bureaucratic delays that characterize approval of small and mid-scale projects by MDAs. The statement was also confirmed by the presidency. Ewelafo further said that the process would involve approving PPP thresholds for ministries, departments, and agencies (MDAs), which will help accelerate Nigeria's infrastructure revolution. And also, under the directive, ministries can now approve PPPs under 20 billion naira, while agencies and parastatals can handle those below 10 billion naira. The policy is designed to fast-track project delivery and attract more private investment into infrastructure. It further quoted Ewelefo as saying it allows MDAs to approve projects below specific thresholds under the ICRC guideline, thereby supporting all scales of projects and encouraging broader private sector investment in PPPs. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has sent a delegate to Saudi Arabia for the burial of businessman and elder statesman Aminu Dantata. A statement from the Ministry of Information and National Orientation confirmed that the business mogul will be buried in Saudi Arabia's holy city of Medina. The delegation from Nigeria touched down in Saudi Arabia on Monday morning, having taken off on Sunday. According to the statement, Dantata will be buried in the Islamic holy city of Medina. Recall that the businessman passed on in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, on Saturday. He was 94. Away from that, the federal government has declared a state of emergency on the construction of the Suleja-Minna road. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, made this known during an inspection of the road. Umahi explained that the road project was awarded initially to Salini Nigeria Limited, but work had either been done badly or abandoned at some point, and efforts to get them to repair the road over a year and a half had been unsuccessful. He said that the Niger governor, Mohamed Bago, had raised concerns directly with President Bola Tinubu, who directed the ministry to intervene. He described the road as being in a very terrible situation, delaying travel time by 7 hours instead of an hour and a half hours, and vehicles are falling and killing people. Umahi explained that the Suleja-Minna Road was an inherited project from the past administration, adding that the problem has been the contractors. He said that the contractors were funded and they worked, but all the work they did failed. From the Green Chambers, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has promised to provide a 100 million naira startup capital to graduates of a vocational and skill acquisition center in Zaria Federal Constituency. He made the pledge while addressing graduating students of the Zainab Ahmed ICT/Vocational Center in Zaria as part of the activities marking his second anniversary as Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives. He urged them to be creative, noting that ICT has broadened the scope of knowledge. The event was attended by some federal lawmakers and members of the Kaduna State House of Assembly. From the judiciary now, where the Federal High Court in Abuja today granted the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, bail on self-recognizance. Recall that Akpoti-Uduaghan was arraigned on a 6-count charge bordering on alleged cybercrime. After the charges were read to her, she pleaded not guilty to all. The senator allegedly made false and damaging statements against Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Kogi State's former governor Yahaya Bello. The federal government stated that these statements, widely disseminated through digital platforms, were knowingly false and intended to incite unrest. In politics, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has confirmed he will contest the 2027 presidential election. Obi added that he was willing to serve a single 4-year term if elected. He made the declaration on Sunday night while speaking during a live session on X Spaces, where he answered questions from supporters both in Nigeria and abroad. In a statement released on Monday by his spokesman, Ibrahim Umar of the Peter Obi Media Reach, Obi dismissed claims of a possible joint ticket with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. However, he admitted being open to coalition talks only if they are focused on addressing Nigeria's core problems. He also promised to stabilize Nigeria within 2 years of his administration and urged Nigerians to join him in the mission to rescue the nation. Still in politics, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Monday moved the venue of its Board of Trustees BOT meeting from the Wadata Plaza, the party's national secretariat in Abuja, to the Yaradua Center in the Central Business District of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). The party faulted the takeover of its secretariat by armed policemen from the FCT Police Command. The PDP described as harassment the actions of the policemen who barred accessing the secretariat for their meeting. Now to Africa, where Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Lati has condemned Israel's attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities and emphasized the importance of sustaining the current ceasefire between both countries. Abdel-Lati made this known in Cairo while speaking with reporters. He was joined by his Austrian counterpart, Beat Menrixinger. During her visits to Egypt, recall that on June 13, Israel started bombing Iran's nuclear facilities and reportedly assassinated top military figures and scientists. Iran retaliated by firing hundreds of ballistic missiles at Israeli cities, killing dozens. On the foreign scene, witnesses in Gaza say Israel has carried out a wave of airstrikes across the Gaza Strip, triggering the mass displacement of hundreds of Palestinian families. According to local reports, rescue teams recovered the bodies of 5 people, while dozens of injured civilians were evacuated to Al-Ali Hospital in Gaza City. The bombardment follows one of the largest evacuation orders issued since the war resumed in March. It comes amid increasing pressure on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to refocus efforts to reach a ceasefire agreement. One of the strikes reportedly hit a school in Zaytun that had been sheltering displaced families. The five fatalities reportedly occurred in a strike at the Al-Shati camp to the west of Gaza City. Meanwhile, the Israel Defense Forces (IDF) had earlier ordered residents to leave large parts of northern Gaza in anticipation of the attacks. Most of those displaced overnight moved westwards within Gaza City rather than to the southern region as instructed by the IDF. Still on the foreign scene, Israel's ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, says peace in the Middle East largely hinges on the decisions and actions taken by the Iranian government. In an interview, Freeman described Iran as the only country whose leadership has openly threatened to annihilate another nation. He stressed that such threats continue to fuel instability in the region and beyond. Freeman criticized Iran's internal leadership, calling its government dictatorial and brutal, and noted that the people have not been given the opportunity to freely choose their leaders. He also warned that the Iranian regime is a threat not only to its own people but to other countries. Still to come in the news. Kwara United Under-19 win National Youth League Super Cup tournament. Stay tuned for details of these and more.
The depth of knowledge, fun, and entertainment you experience on Spectrum Television can never be overstated, especially when you get them all at once. At Spectrum Television, we start your day with insightful political and social discussion, a spotlight on Africa and the world's view. On well-being, we prioritize your health and mental space, staying fit and achieving goals. Stay updated with the business world, financial markets, and global economic analysis. We bring you all the latest from the world of sports and cutting-edge innovations, looking at the future of tech on Tech Insight. And stay updated with the latest in entertainment and music on Entertainment Now. People don't really know you. Our carefully crafted content is designed to broaden your horizons and keep you informed and entertained. You won't want to miss a minute. Killer, shower you with all my attention. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Watch Spectrum Television live on free to air. Scan your decoder to continue receiving the best of our signals or stream live at www.spectrumtvlive.ng. For more inquiries, call 0704 158 5642. Don't let this love hold you down. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. Now to the rest of our news stories. On our business news, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery says it will absorb over 1.0 0.07 trillion naira annually in its plan to distribute fuel directly to marketers nationwide. The refinery said it invested over 720 billion naira to implement the initiative of deploying 4,000 compressed natural gas powered trucks for the nationwide distribution of petroleum products, saying this was expected to save Nigerians over 1.7 trillion naira annually. The initiative, which aims to eliminate transportation costs for fuel marketers and large-scale consumers, is also expected to help reduce pump prices and inflation. According to a statement, the aim was to meet Nigeria's daily consumption of 65 million liters of refined petroleum products, which includes 45 million liters of premium motor spirit, 15 million liters of diesel, and 5 million liters of aviation fuel. Still in business, marketers of petroleum products have expressed anticipation of a possible crash in the prices of premium motor spirit petrol following the drop in crude oil prices. The Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria said there could be a new price regime from today based on the reduction in the cost of crude oil. Reports say the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and other fuel marketers have kept petrol prices above 900 naira per liter, despite the decline in the price of crude oil. In health, the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN, has raised the alarm over what it described as a silent but dangerous epidemic ravaging the country's youth and endangering national stability. The group said the surge in drug abuse across Nigeria has evolved from a public health concern into a looming national security threat. The drug specialist warned that unless urgent and coordinated prevention strategies are adopted, the crisis could spiral into unmanageable levels. Speaking in a statement, the national chairman of ACPN, Eze Iwekama, expressed concerns over the widespread substance abuse with youths increasingly falling victim to hard drugs, diverted pharmaceuticals, and unregulated access to potent medications. The pharmacist body called for tighter regulations on the supply chain of controlled drugs, increased public awareness through media and schools, and a more empowered role for community pharmacists in delivering early intervention and education services. Now to sports, where Nigeria's Super Falcons delivered a commanding performance in their final preparatory match ahead of the 2025 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON, defeating Ghana's Black Queens 3-1 in Casablanca yesterday. The friendly served as a key test of readiness before the continental tournament kicks off next weekend. The result marked Nigeria's second win in their pre-tournament friendlies after a goalless draw with Portugal last week and a victory over Cameroon's indomitable Lionesses. Still in sports, Kwara United under-19 team have emerged champions of the inaugural National Youth League Cup. The Harmony Boys developmental team defeated Atlantic Business FC 3-2 at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena on Ikon on Sunday. Meanwhile, Kwara United received a cash prize of 16 million naira as reward for winning the title. Coach Abdul Kader Jimo won the Best Coach award at the tournament. Kolawole Sharif Dean and Mohamed Abdullahi emerged as Best Goalkeeper and Most Valuable Player, respectively. The competition is aimed at elevating under-19 players to their professional careers. On our entertainment news, Nigerian social media activist Vincent O'Shea Martins, popularly known as Very Dark Man, has shared an alleged voice recording between Sam Larry, Nigerian music promoter, and Nigerian singer Zlatan Ibile, discussing the event surrounding the death of the late singer Mohbad. The recording, which has gone viral, appears to feature Zlatan Ibile conversing with Sam Larry in Yoruba. Zlatan expressed his reluctance to get himself involved in the controversies surrounding Mohbad's death, citing the drama that speaking out on social media brings. Very Dark Man, who shared the recording on his Instagram page, has given Zlatan a 48-hour ultimatum to publicly address the situation and explain his silence during the initial calls for the justice of Mohbad. Lastly, in the news at this hour, Nigerian singer Young John has said his colleague Davido makes him feel intimidated financially. The Go Hard or Go Home crooner revealed this while responding to a question during a sideline interview at the Paris Fashion Week in France. He explained that OBO's success also inspires him to work harder. In 2024, Young John revealed that he never planned on becoming an artist, explaining that he became a singer by accident. Young John started his career as a producer with Olamide's YBNL Nation and produced multiple hit songs for Lil Cash, Olamide himself, and other artists on the label. And that's all we have for you at this hour. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Ofonono Joseph. Do enjoy the rest of your day.